What's up? What's up? What's up? You've just tuned in to the iDads podcast. I'm this dude behind the mic over here on your screen or in your earbuds. My name is Matt. The other dude that just rides along with me on this show that we just allow to exist in iDads podcast world is my good friend, Eric. And tonight we have a very special guest that I am pleased to have. I respect this man. He's hilarious to me. He's hilarious to himself, and that's all that matters. But we have a special guest, and that is my good friend Ivory.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Hyping me up a little bit too much, but I'll be playing two shows in Reno this week, and if y'all want to come down, 2 drink minimum, I'll get you guys in.
Yeah, that was a lot of kissing. That was a lot of kissing there.
Wait, no. Wait, do you
being a little jealous over here?
Do you really do shows in Reno?
Oh God, I wish I could. You know what? I mean, sometimes, like Eric knows, man. We would hang out, and obviously, let me give people some background. Me and Eric, we've all worked together, and we would get off at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and we would shoot the crap outside with just different individuals just riffing for like 35, 40 minutes to an hour, right? So everybody's going home. Some people would stick around, and you just didn't want to go home at that time because you just rap, bam, bam, bam. And we were having such a good time, like, oh crap, my wife's calling, I gotta go. And it's just like, I wish I could do something like that for a living. But then you hear about comedians and they're always grumpy, they got to come up with material. So, but you hear about some good ones, like it'll depend on if you feel like they're good, like Foxworthy and stuff. They used to do crap at work and it turned into a living. So if I could, I would love to do it.
If I was smart enough, I would write down a lot of the dumb stuff I say throughout my life, and I could put together a comedy routine. And that is kind of on my bucket list, is to do a stand-up routine, but I am not good enough. But Ivory, you are hilarious, so that's why I was like, dude, he may shoot down to Reno twice a month to do shows and make a couple G's and come back and just be chilling.
Oh yeah,
But
I would love it.
but you're not.
No.
Ivory, tell me, Ivory. All right. Are you a dad? Are you married? Tell me, give me 30 seconds. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right, for you young bucks out there, you and Eric, married 29 years, been with my wife since high school, since
Shout out to you
93.
guys. That's a
Yep.
huge accomplishment. In this day and
Wow.
age, when the divorce rate is probably above 50%, I would imagine.
Yep.
That's I would get standing ovation. That's impressive, man. Like, kudos to you. Straight up. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, thank you. And we've been blessed in our lives. So we were able to have our 20s, we were able to have our 30s and travel and do things. And I do have one son. He just turned 7 years old in June. So we obviously had him later in our lives. But the best part was, we were both settled in our careers. We didn't feel like we missed out on anything. And I come from a big family. There's 7 kids in my family. My sisters had their first children when they were in 21, 22. My brother's about 22, 23. So, got to the point, depending on what your families are. Oh, when is it your time? I'm the oldest son, but I'm the third oldest child. So it's like, okay, we never planned against it, never planned for it. But it got to a point where I said, okay, hey babe, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go on a vacation, whatever, and then let's work on having a child. Unbeknownst to me and to her, she was already pregnant by 4 months. So it's just like it's like that's one of those things. Still, you don't plan it because it just happens. But yeah, blessed with a 7-year-old son. His name's William. And yeah, your life completely changes when it happens. People say when you see your child, you change, and it's weird and it's true at the same time. So yeah, it's been great.
That's awesome.
Especially, I mean, that's awesome. Especially when you have your children. I mean, it does change you, like you said. I mean, even your whole lifestyle. I mean, just going out, you start evolving into, okay, maybe I can't go out with the buddies anymore like I used to.
Mhm.
So it does change you, and I'm happy for you, man.
Thank you. And you know, it's nice that you know me and my wife we were already in a great place to begin with, right? So the crappy part is I feel like I give my son too much. You know, he kind of gets whatever he wants a little bit, right? The little son of a gun will love to wheel and deal, and what these kids get into now, they get into these games. They get into these Roblox, these Among Us, my whatever it is, you guys know, right? And so my son is like, Daddy, I want $25. For what? I want a skin. What do you mean you want a skin? I want a skin to my character on Roblox. No. Why do you care?
$45?
Oh, well, well the card's like 41, right? Oh, okay, because see, I buy him the card because I know how much it is. It's $41, but it's a $50 card. And so this is what he does. I give it to him. He goes on there. He buys whatever skin or outfit he wants for his character. He doesn't play the game for like 2 weeks, but really wants that skin. And so I'll sit there and say, Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm playing Mario Kart. What about that game I got you a card for? I don't want to play it right now. And so, but beyond that, you know, it's like we go to the store, I get him something, this and that, or whatever. And so I'll tell people at work, I got to give that boy some struggles, right? We all grew up with some struggles. Our parents didn't give us everything.
Yeah.
You know, my dad would go do some yard work, right? Go do this, go do that. I actually, when I grew up, you had to go do yard work before you went outside and played with your friends, right? We went
Yeah.
outside and played. We didn't stay inside. But but for him, it's like I got to give that boy some struggles. I got to go like you know go in his closet and take shoes away from him and like have him search for him or something. I don't know what I need to do with that child, but again he's a joy of my life. You know, it's funny when you see a little bit of yourself in your child you're like, oh, that's me, or that's mom. But
How often do you guys look at your wives when your kid is doing something and go, that's all you. That's all you. You
That's
see
your
how your
genes.
child's behave. That's all you. That's how you
mhm,
behave. And then your wife or your spouse will go, you see how your child's behaving? That's you. And I'll go,
yep,
dang, that is me. Like
yep,
that's pretty sad.
yep, yep,
So
all the time.
that's crazy.
But see, but then that turns into fights too, right? Well, what do you mean that's me? What are you trying to say? It's like that's freaking you right there. You know how many times I tell you when you do that stupid annoying thing, you see that thing he does? That's you, babe.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And then here we go. So, but at the same time too, with the funny side of it, you could be sitting on a couch, you know, and we're sitting there, we're all watching a movie together, and I'll watch him, and I'll see his eyes light up when he sees something new or he enjoys something, and we'll kind of look at each other and just like can't believe like you know this is our son right here growing up fast too. I mean I'm sure Eric probably told me when he was first born it's like it goes by fast. It's just
It
like
does.
7 years have already gone by. He's going into second grade this year and I'm just like wow, you know, pretty soon it's gonna be seventh grade and then eighth grade and be like oh shoot I gotta buy him a car now, you know, all this other crap. So it's yeah
Dang. That's when the
it's
problems get expensive, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's
when
when you buy him a car
like
and he's gonna park it and not use it, just like the
$40
game.
video game skin. That's not. Oh, now I gotta get you a car. Nah, you know, and I'm sorry. Like I had to buy my. I mean, my parents helped me out, but like I had to buy my car. Like I had to
oh
make
yeah.
my payments. If
Oh
I don't
yeah.
make the payments, the repo man comes. Um,
Hmm.
you know, or so. Ah, man, that worries me for my kids too, because I'm the same way. Like I am the exact same way. Um, and now that it's like you just buy all this digital crap, you know, uh, and you just like where'd my money go? But I'm too poor to buy a $40 skin straight up. Um, I
Start
do
a
not have that
GoFundMe.
kind of money. Me and Eric do not roll
We
like you do,
don't.
Ivory,
you
obviously.
got you guys got to invest, man. Invest in some
I'm
properties.
investing those drum sets back there. What do you got back there, Ivory?
Just little drummy drums, you know.
Nice.
I know
Nice
I
stuff.
Hey,
dude,
So,
I know nothing about drums, keeping a beat,
he's got
music.
one
I do not
sign back here.
I know nothing. When I was in high school, I tried to rap and my rap name was the White Rhino. Because only because that came out during one of my my flows during
right.
spitting some of my bars was White Rhino. So
White
I'm
Rhino.
not built for that life. I'm not built for the music life at all. But
Eh,
props to you, Ivory.
And Mexicans
Well,
over
see,
here, we don't sing, we dance. That's all we do. So I mean,
Well,
don't
Eric plays
expect
that
me to
little. He
rap or
played a little
anything.
guitar.
Yeah, well, that's all we do
The
is sing or
mariachis,
dance.
right?
That's all. I mean, no rapping. No,
No
that
rap.
doesn't happen. Just can't.
you don't have a little pit bull in you, Eric?
No, I don't. I don't.
Dude,
Like like what's
could
pit
you
bull? Pit
imagine
bull say?
Daddy
Ivory if he
Yankee.
had a little pit, if he had your haircut, Ivory, and he could do a little pit bull?
Well,
That would
what
be
does
dope.
Pitbull do? Does Pitbull throw out like his area code every once in a while? Oh,
It's 805,
319.
805,
805. Okay.
Oh, it's
That's
whatever
what
it
805.
it is.
is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all he
but
does.
like with the drum set too. Okay, goes back to being raised when I was a kid. When I was probably 7 or 8 years old, my parents summertime. You're not just. I mean, you're a little kid, right? You're not just going to get on your little 3 wheel and go down the driveway every day. You're going to do something, right? So either you're going to play an instrument or you're going to do some other outside activity. Which at the time our choice was because my dad was doing martial arts at the time was either you're going to do martial arts or you're going to play an instrument. And then so my brother at the time went and did piano. I went to go do martial arts with my dad, and and then when I would see my brother do piano, I'd watch him play, and I can see him play, and I can pick it up right away. So I didn't know the notes, but I can memorize, how he was playing, the piano. And then my mom would get pissed, and she'd be like, "Well, why didn't you do instruments too?" So I think by the time I was in fourth grade, I took saxophone. So reading sheet music for a saxophone and piano, similar, the notes are all the same, and then drums and guitar are obviously different. But I would pick up different instruments and then learn how to do them and dabble. And then obviously you hit high school, right? So you do it for the ladies. So you're just like, okay, I can play guitar. I'm decent now, but back then it's just like, okay, I only need to know 1 or 2 songs, right? And so at that time, Van Halen was big. So you're going like 90, 91. So Right Now was out. That album was for unlawful carnal knowledge.
We
See,
have fans that have never even heard of Van Halen. Never heard of Van Halen.
ride with the
There's
devil,
people
baby.
we're saying stuff that they're like, huh, who, what?
All
Ivory,
right,
like
kid.
you're hitting people like that they don't even know you're hitting some Van Halen
All
stuff.
right, all right. Let me just say then. Well, I was playing Nirvana then. That'd probably be the equivalent. Actually, probably they don't even know Nirvana now either.
Nirvana,
So,
Nirvana,
Metallica.
Nirvana.
Teen
But for
Spirit.
me, yeah, Van Halen, Skid Row, Cinderella, anything with a guitar riff, and you would go in school and you'd sit there in class and you just play a little riff and you get the girls to go, oh my god, what is he playing? And you just tease that all day. But that's when you found music can kind of pay off in certain
That's
ways.
what I was gonna ask you when you were talking about that you and your brother, he picked piano and you picked karate.
Right.
I immediately was like, oh, that's why I love Ivory, because I karate, like I would have picked karate. But then I was thinking in my head, like, which one of those activities is gonna have you have more success with
Mm-hmm.
women?
Mm-hmm.
Is it gonna be your karate activities or is it gonna be the ability to play an instrument?
Yep.
And you made a smart move, my man, and you jumped over directly and you hopped on that sax, which is a dope move.
Yep. All you're gonna get after karate after a while is a felony, right? You want to get a little crazy, and that's all before MMA and everybody started doing every little tiny type of martial arts and mixed martial arts and stuff. But
Yeah, but
after
those
that,
karate dudes are gonna beat up every single
uh,
musician
uh,
without even breaking a sweat.
so went from guitars into drums until I saw this one drummer at a buddy of mine named Rudy that I went to elementary school. And I didn't know he played the drums, but in high school, where I went to high school was in Tracy High. They had the little quad center, and they were playing. In the band he was in was playing Metallica. And so once I saw him hitting them drums, and women have a thing for drummers, again. And at that time, it was going to be Motley Crue and
I
Tommy
don't know
Lee,
why.
right?
They're the lazy ones that just sit there. They're usually fat too.
But
Not you, brother. Like I'm not saying you, but like that's what I would play with probably the drums.
But
I'd
see,
be the fat dude back there.
right,
but see the drummers. I mean, imagine when you're first beginning and you're learning. I mean, you're probably annoying your wife. You're not picking up on her.
oh, you're
Trust me.
annoying your parents.
You're annoying your parents. You're annoying everybody that listens to you. I just imagine.
Yeah,
Probably
you
get
get
that
that
just to annoy my wife.
oh you and what becomes even more annoying is you get that little soft pad, right? But the soft
Yeah.
pad's not any better. It's you could just hear
Just
from like
annoying tapping now.
yeah, yeah. So and I haven't played it probably in a couple months now. I played every now and then. Luckily, my neighbor doesn't have a problem with it. But my son just if you can get on there and play a beat, like little kids, they like to bounce their head and have fun
Yeah.
with it. Hopefully, he'll start to play it or play some type of instrument. Oh, my son doing something productive. Kids now, the YouTube world and streaming. Oh, forget it.
And how
Forget
do
it.
you
Throw.
combat it? Because it's like you tell them go outside and play, but then it's like, well, don't go out there and don't go over there and don't go too far over there. And then it's like, well, if you're gonna be outside, I got to be outside,
Right.
and now I don't want to be outside.
No,
I just want you outside so I can stay inside and do nothing while you're outside away from me.
Did you guys grow up in the age where like you can go outside, your parents didn't care where you were? Like,
My okay, to be fair, my parents, I would say I would describe my parents. They were a good observers from afar. So like
Yes.
they gave me the impression that was out there wilding out on my own, not a care in the world. And they had spies everywhere. My
oh
parents
yeah,
had
yeah,
spies
yes.
all over town, and they
The
would
neighbor
narc me
spy.
out for everything. So yeah, yes, I did though. But I do remember like as a kid, like being out at night, right before
Oh,
the sun setting. When the sun sets, I was coming back home.
Coming back. Yep.
oh yeah, you had that whole thing to where I lived in a cul-de-sac at the time growing up, and my best friends they lived in the other cul-de-sac, so we had two cul-de-sacs back to back, and it was early on. My mom
They
would
had
be
two
like, "Oh,
sacks back to back.
you had two sags." Like, my mom early on would be like, "Oh, you got to check in with me every hour or something, right?" So like we'd be doing something like, "Oh, I got to run home real quick, check on my mom, and then run back out." But then as life goes on and you're doing stuff like you said, you feel like you're wild now, but you're really not, right? But we would go
They're
on bike
not.
rides and stuff, and it just became a rule. You come home when the street lights are on.
Right.
When those street lights come on, your butt was in the home. And I had some friends where their dad would come home from work and they'd have that whistle, and then
The
they're like, oh
whistle.
yeah, no, and he's like, oh, dinner's ready, I got to go. But and as a kid, you try to stretch it out. Your mom or your dad's like, hey, the street lights are on. Where you been? I go, well, our street light's not on yet because it don't work. So why. So you always did
Always
those
trying to
games,
push the limit, huh?
Hold on a
but
second. Hold on a second. Y'all parents had the whistle too, because my mom, can you imagine my mom? She's this little tiny white chick. She had this where she put her fingers, manipulate her fingers in her grill to a certain way. And she had this whistle. I swear it's the loudest thing I have ever heard. And dude, it is so distinct that like my head snaps when I hear it. Dude, I
oh,
think people in Mexico hear that whistle and start running towards it, because that whistle dude, it's impressive. She'll do it on a beach and everybody will turn around.
now it won't be that loud, but what I do with my wife when we go shopping, and she drives me nuts, and she likes to venture off, right, guys know what they want, they go to the aisle, they grab it, I'm out the
Divide and
store.
conquer.
Right. Her, I don't know yet. Let me look around. Okay, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna lose her. I'm gonna be going on one side of the store when she's on the opposite end. When I get to that opposite end, she's back to where I was. I hated that. Hated that. And I can't go, hey, where the hell are you? So, but we have this whistle. So
Distinctive
when
whistle.
I go, so I don't want to be too loud on the microphone, but she'll hear that and she'll know that's me, and she'll be like, I'm over here, aisle 9. I was like, all right. I just walked over there. But it's a great thing when you're in the crowd though, because I don't have to shout her name or look stupid when you're like, hey, it's just that simple whistle. She hears it and then she tells me where she's at, and I walk over there and we meet up and then we head on out. So, and I got that too from a buddy I worked with. I was working at Home Depot at the time. And whenever his mom came in, she was loud. She probably had that whistle like your mom, Matt, and she had a tune. It was just a quick little whistle, and
Yeah.
he'd go, "Mom," "Mom," and I'm sitting there laughing and going, "What the heck are you talking about?" And then his mom would like come around the corner. He knew his mom was in the store, so he could stop by and say hi. So yeah, and I kind of picked it up from that. So I said,
If I had
"Babe."
a whistle
Like,
for my wife just to locate her, she'd kick my butt, bro. She'd have me hemmed up so quick. She'd find, I'd whistle and she'd find me, but she'd tear me up
Beat you
for
down.
whistling. Like
Don't you,
she'd rather me go,
don't
yo,
you ever
babe,
whistle
yo,
at me.
woman, something. But if I whistled at her, she'd have it, dude. I don't know about you, Eric. Would
Dude,
you
if I
get
if I
whistles
was
and
if I
try to
whistle,
find your wife?
no, not my wife, but if I whistle right now, I guarantee you my kids will walk into this podcast right now and just find out, like, did you call Dad?
Well, and your dog Bella, because
Bella
she
too.
can't
She's just
see; she can only hear.
I just
So
tell
actually, Eric, let me ask you this. So you say your kids. So how do you get do your kids come to you when they call?
yes. When I do the
Oh, every.
whistle, because I let them go out and and they go out in the store and they're looking at stuff and I'm watching them from afar. But it starts getting crowded and I do that whistle. They come towards the whistle right
What
away.
about if let's just say you're at home.
Mhm.
If you're upstairs, downstairs, single story home in the back of the house, if you call your children, do they come
They
to you right away,
they will
or do
barge
you
in
have?
right now with the whistle. They'll barge in pretty quickly.
No, not a
Okay.
If I
whistle.
call
Just
their
if you called
name,
their name.
if they
Yeah,
call
yeah.
their
So
name, no, they're gonna yes, Dad. What do you?
or on the
Yeah.
first call, or you're gonna have to call them three
Again,
times.
3 times. Come on, we
Oh
know the three
God,
times.
I
My
hate
my
that.
my mom would not let that go to
Dude,
three.
what is
No,
wrong
Trust
with
me.
us
no.
as dads, bro? What's wrong with all of us that we let that
We.
nonsense
Mhm.
slide? But honestly, what I think it is like we choose our battles because there's just so many battles you have during the day and so much energy you have that if you took up every time they didn't come on the first call, and
Oh
then they
yeah.
would just, I feel like they would just live in fear, like, oh, if I don't come on that first call, like, I'm dead. And I don't want it to be a fear thing. I want it to be a respect,
Hmm.
Yeah.
they respect me, not fear me. But we're all failing because my kids do the same. They get like three or four, or they'll respond, yeah, Dad, come here, coming, and then
Oh,
like 15
When you
minutes later, hey guys, yeah,
when you
Dad.
bar
And
or
I'm like,
you barge into the other room looking for them and you're ready just to kind of go off on them and then you see them on some headphones and you're like, okay, I'll let it slide this time.
that's my
see,
wife.
That's
I have conversations with my wife while she has headphones on, and she is not even dude, I had a serious conversation with the other day, sharing my feelings. She heard zero of it. Zero words coming out of my mouth. And I
Baby, I just want to tell you, I love you ever since I saw you. And that one day when you read that red shirt and them jeans. Wait, what? What do you? Oh, you didn't hear him? Oh, damn it! Forget.
bro, it was the conversation that was gonna propel our marriage for the next 15 years.
But see, you know what? I can't lie though. I'll do the same thing. My wife will talk to me for about 10 minutes, and then she'll say something to me, and I know I was not listening. I'm looking at her like I'm listening, right? But it didn't. And I realized you're not listening to her. You better pay attention and catch up because she's gonna have you do something. And she's like, "Did you just hear what I said? Huh? What? No, sorry. I work was bothering me. I'm sorry, babe. Repeat yourself again. Busted,
Hey,
busted.
it's nice to know, Eric. Eric, isn't it nice to know that there's other people out there just like
Yes,
us?
dude, you
You
just took
know,
a
that
weight off my
Ivory is
shoulders,
just a
man.
Okay.
dad, just like us. You tuned in the iDads podcast. You came to the right place because this is
Yeah.
now three dudes that just so happen to be dads.
And
We
hopefully our
just
wives
so
can
happen to
listen
live
to
in the
them.
Bay Area, and we just so happen to be totally horrible at what we're doing.
So here, I'll ask you guys this because I know each of you both crack me up. You guys come home. Your wife asks you, "How was your day?" What do you say?
Well,
Honestly, or
okay, here's the wait. Let me. If I'm going to be honest, here's the thing.
Matt,
I
you
would be
just walk in
shocked.
the
I would
door.
be shocked
Oh,
that
okay.
she asked me about how my day was. First of all, but second of all, I would probably, if she did, and she does. I joke that she wouldn't, but I would probably just go, "Oh, it was all right. It was good. It was," or I would say just the common line, "It's work." Like it was
It's
work.
work. Work is work. What about you, Eric?
I do the same thing, but I kind of go off on some of the stuff because she starts telling me that's just the first step to say, okay, I want you to hear what I got,
My side to
my side of
Is
the
say.
that what
story. So
she's? Is that
that's
why
all it
she
is,
asks
Matt.
me?
That's all it is. Yep,
Oh,
that's why she's
usually
asking.
it
It
usually
starts
that
off.
is the thing.
Dude, I'm
That's
doing it
Usually
all
that's
wrong.
it.
I usually just answer and walk away.
I do too, but
No.
it's like no, you're listening now.
Yep. Yep.
Dude,
Now here's the thing.
real
I was
talk, I
blunt.
had no idea. I had no idea that that's what she was really asking me.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes.
guys.
And but
Y'all have a
I had a blunt conversation with my wife one time, and she goes, "How come every time you come home you say work is work or is all right? Nothing. Your job must be boring." And I said, and so one time I just said, "Babe, you really want to know why I said that?" Yes. Okay. Listen. When I go to work, I have to be funny. I have to listen. I give a lot of energy at work. When I'm done, I'm like zero battery. All the funny is gone, all the nice part of me is gone. I have to reboot. Give me 30, 45 minutes to reboot. Whether it's coming home, jumping in the shower, I'll be fine. But once you try to pick me up at 1%, I'm gonna be groggy and grumpy as hell. She gives me that 45 minutes an hour now when I come home. And then right
That that
there and boom,
that's a
I'm
good thing
good.
to establish, man. That's really good,
I,
man.
I, I am I after that, it's wife time. Well, let me back up. And this probably goes about maybe 8 or 9 years ago, right? Because it's work and life balance, right? At that point, it's family time, play with the son, dinner together, conversation at dinner. He goes to bed. It's wife time or whatever, and then whatever's left over is my time.
No.
But that balance has helped out from because marriage, you guys, you
Yeah.
work on it every stinking day. And I don't mean stinking in a negative way, but you mean you got to put in that effort. If you don't put in that effort, you
Yeah.
know it wouldn't be 20 something years, right? It probably would have been like 3 years, and I'm
Well, see, and that's
Yeah.
what's impressive. You got 20, 23 plus years, I think you said. Um, is like, and I'm learning is like it's stages. Like like marriage is stages,
yes.
raising kids stages, right? You have the little
Hmm.
kid
Yeah.
stage, then you have the preteen stage, and you have the teen stage, and marriages stages too. You have the beginning stage, and Ivory started at the puppy love stage right out the gate out of high school. Married
Still
the first chick that said hi to him at high school.
in
He's
the
like,
in the
"Oh, we're getting
cafeteria.
married." And it's a brilliant move. It's a brilliant move, Ivory. And so, but there's stages to it because you have the puppy love, then you have
Yes.
just like, and then you have the hard parts of marriage sometimes where
Hmm.
it's like marriage is a grind and it's hard because it
Hmm.
is hard because marriage
Yeah.
is about being in a relationship with another person that is not exactly like you.
Yes.
Um, and so that balance, finding that balance and learning it, through the years and through the stages like Ivory, like you got 10 more plus years on me and
uh,
10 more years of
Yeah.
knowledge that I don't have.
Even then, you realize you don't know it all. You're never going to know it all, right? The second thing is you got to be honest with yourself too. Realize that you, yourself, or me, or myself, I can probably be horrible to live with. If there was two of me, would
Right.
I would I get along with myself? Would I annoy myself? And I'll catch myself doing something like, oh man, uh, why did I do that? Or why am I being grumpy or stuff like that? But on the opposite side too, I tell my wife, I go, you got to realize sometimes we both aren't pleasant to live with, but love is what carries you through the
Yes.
days and through the years. As long as you have that love, that respect for each other, there's gonna be good days, there's gonna be bad days, there's gonna be days where you're gonna want to rip each other's heads off. But if you suppress those feelings, if you lie to yourself and you say, I don't have those feelings, babe. No, babe, I don't have those feelings. I love you. You're lying. And that's when everything, it just becomes fake at that point. And I'm not an expert. I can just tell you what I do, but uh, we have that love at the end of the day, and we have honest conversations where we can. Hard and honest
Right. No,
conversations.
it's true.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
is.
honesty, transparency. Like for my wife and I, it's when we said our vows, like when we were standing there before all our friends and family. I know it may sound cheesy now these days, like,
Mhm.
but before all our friends and family and before God, and said those vows and made that promise, like I take that very, very serious,
Yeah.
and that I'm going to love her on the good. And then I'm going to love her and be there even in the bad, even in the muck,
Right.
even in the mire, even when she's a terrible person to be around or I'm a terrible person to be around. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and just being
Just don't
committed to
give
that.
up
Like
on.
if there's nothing else in my life that I'm going to be committed to, it's going to be that. It's going to be those vows that I made before my wife.
Also, have your space.
Yeah.
Have your own hobby. Have your own thing.
Start your own
Encourage.
podcast.
Yeah, and support it and encourage them to have their own thing. She gets a weekend. It started out like one week in the month, right? Or one Saturday. She hangs out with the girls. They go shopping, they do whatever, no questions asked. I'm at home, I hold down the house. Ever since her son was born, I go golfing. I do whatever I want, be equal in that, share that stuff, because everybody wants to get out of the house, everybody wants to do their whole thing, but support it as well too. So when she comes up and says, "Hey, do you mind me and the girls or whatever? We're gonna go do this. We're gonna go to San Francisco pre-COVID and all this other crap time." It was yeah, no problem. Do you mind watching Willow Day? No, I do not, because I know somewhere down the road, I'm gonna have my time, and it's just that respect. And but you, oh, but I do see couples. I see couples who are together 24/7 all the time. I go, you guys are gonna kill each other. You guys will kill each other.
Hey, my wife and I had a phase like that, like in
Yeah,
the beginning of our
we
marriage.
we all do. We all do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So we do, man. Like we see, this is what happens. Like when you hop on this podcast, like we just went. I don't even know how long we went for, but we just rambled and we just blew past anything that we were thinking that we were going to try to do, which is fine because who cares? This is the
Yeah.
iDads podcast. There's no limits. There's no restraints. We go full throttle, whether it's good or bad, like good or bad ideas. Like I'll go full throttle, jump off a bridge if Ivory tells me to, that there's water underneath that'll be safe. Even if it's not safe, I'll go full throttle because I'm an
Good.
iDad. But iDads did have something in store. We had a game. Eric had a game. And I'll give Eric credit, because what I won't give Eric credit for is he showed us. Eric, show everybody what you're drinking for the show tonight.
No, I won't show it.
Come on.
No.
Don't be scared. Come on.
It's
Let's
the
see.
only alcohol that was in the refrigerator.
Don't.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
matter. Just show it. That fine. You gave your disclaimer.
There you go. If you don't know
Yeah.
what it is, that's it.
Spin it. This man has. I'm gonna rat you out anyway, dog. He's got White Claw, apricot White Claw. What is, dude?
It's
Bro,
tangerine,
are you a 40-year-old lady from Los Gatos?
All right, let me go get the hard liquor.
Come on, bro. Come on. So, but I'll give you credit for this. You came up with this next little segment.
Okay.
And it's called rapid fire questions. And so how it works is Eric's going to set a timer for 30 seconds on his phone. I'm going to ask Ivory as many questions as I can in those 30 seconds. And he's going to just try to answer the first thing that comes to his mind.
Clear mind.
Ivory, if you don't have anything, just say pass. We'll try to get through the questions. We got 30 seconds. Does everybody understand the rules to this stupid, silly game?
Just whatever comes to mind. All you got to do is just flow. Just flow.
All right. Ready, Eric? Ready to start that timer? Don't start it early. Start it after I like Family Feud. Start it after I say the question.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ivory.
All right, here we go.
You could buy any type of food right now. What would you buy?
Pizza.
What color is your toothbrush?
Blue.
If you could be any animal, what would it be and why?
Tiger. Just because I like tigers, just because.
What is one thing that is on your bucket list?
Ooh, bucket list. Probably Paris.
Okay. Who is your favorite superhero and why?
Superman, just ever since I was a kid. Christopher Reeve, Richard Donner directed. First superhero movie I ever saw.
Okay. Who do you admire the most in life?
Ooh, you know what? There is a guy. His name's Simon Sinek. I might screw up the last name. Inspirational speaker. He's just, his words and everything are very powerful, just about life and work and everything.
11 seconds.
Morning or night person?
Night.
What is one thing that annoys you the most?
Instagram over commercialization.
Time.
All right, dude, that was good. Those were good answers. Those were really.
You know what? Let me tell you, because this is what I hate. And I like with Instagram, I mean like Instagram ads and the commercials that you see. I cannot stand when you just want to check simple things on Instagram. I'm not really a Facebook guy. I used to be a long time ago, but I jumped off that ship about 12 years ago.
It's for old people now, I think.
Yeah, and oh god, you got that Baja Blast. Drink it, buddy, drink it.
Bro,
that is
best
beautiful
soda.
Just put it in my veins.
Dude, I could take it all day, dog.
Oh, you're making me jealous. and then so Instagram's easy for me because I can just post a picture. I don't have to type a story. I don't have to act like I'm living the glamour life. And my pictures are boring, so they're not fantastic. But when I'm scrolling down to see a feed of somebody else's, and you get that ad that pops up, and you get somebody who looks halfway alive, halfway tired, and go, "Hey guys, just what I got in the mail right here. I got this new product. It's oat milk syrup. It's really great. It gives me vitamins." And every ad is a prequel, and I'm like, do you know that's like bad? I mean, podcast. You keep your mic clear. You try to talk into the mic. You don't put crap like this in here. Or people who get their little cups and they mix something. I hate it. I cannot stand it, and it just annoys the crap out of me. Where these ads come from, and where people think people are stupid.
Oh, we
Right? They
live in a
think
world where no, it's not that where people. I don't think it's people think people are stupid. We live in a world that is overly saturated. So there's just they're just cranking out crap. At this
Mhm.
point, it's just crap. You just crank it out. It's like you polish a turd. It's like the pet rock.
Yes.
Like any kind of crap marketing is fine. It works. It's
Yes.
great.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and yeah. So you're right. Like,
And it's in your face. When did you normally say when I was a kid, or it was days where you stayed home sick and you would watch daytime TV and you would just see everything peddled to senior citizens, right? From the
The
big
heart
phone with the
monitor.
big buttons, the heart monitor, the rascals. Get your rascal now. Do you
the
have
hurricane.
Medicare, Eric? Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're on Medicaid, you can save money now by getting this. It's just like, and you saw that, or the attorneys, were you in an accident?
Yeah.
Eric and Associates can save you money. It's like, oh my God, you're like, people fall for this crap every day. And yeah, they do. And then it turned into the internet and turned
Well,
into
now they're on
email.
the internet. Now those
Yeah.
people making like those scumbags that were like a dime a dozen are now a
Mhm.
trillion a dozen, right?
Yep. And so every time I get a call, I got to be the jerk on the phone. That's like, okay, spam. And I go, don't pick up. They're just going to remember my number and I'm going to get 1,000 calls because I picked up this one phone call. But I'll get, hi, looking for Ivory speaking. Can you verify? No, you called me. Why am I verifying anything? Oh, we want to save you money on your extended warranty. I go, what did you do with your life? Why is your life so horrible that you picked this job? and I just hang up on you. And it just, I like to try to have fun with those people every now and then, record something and act like I'm really, really interested in it, and then see how long they can stay on script and if you can throw them off script. And then I'll say something. I'll tell my wife, hey, when I give you a signal, just answer me a stupid, random, embarrassing question and see if it can throw the person off. Like, babe, you didn't
Well,
like it.
I got some stuff to throw you off, Ivory, for sure. So
Do
I
it.
got my
What do you got?
rapid questions. I got some different
Oh,
ones.
I'm sorry. I'm
So
hijacking the show here. Give me your
I'm
rapid questions, Eric.
no,
No,
you're
no,
good. I got
you're not. Eric just got butthurt that you were taking a little too much of his screen time.
no.
Let's go. Well, I have some questions for Ivory.
No. We got it. I mean, I'm gonna throw him off on some of my questions. I mean, Matt's questions were a little proper. Mine are gonna be a little more
Oh,
personal.
Oh,
More
hard hit, dude.
oh,
hard
Eric's
hitter.
about to do some hard hitting
All right.
investigation
Some
journalism.
investigating stuff. Okay.
bring it, Eric.
You ready?
Let's
You got
do
the
it.
timer, Matt?
After you finish question, brother, I'll start it.
All right, here goes. Rapid question. Whatever comes to mind, just keep
And,
flowing, okay? And I'm gonna
and
keep going with the questions, okay?
now, if it's crap, like what's your favorite Kool-Aid and crap?
Dude, he
You know
sent me
that was coming, right?
Ivory, he sent me some questions and I had to remind him that our kids may watch this. So, no, I'm just messing around. They were
no, they're all appropriate. You'll be fine.
all right.
All right, ready? Okay, first question. Here goes. As a dad, what would you choose? A whooping or grounding your kids?
A whooping.
Who's stricter on the kids, your wife or you?
I am.
What do you like best? Movies or sports?
Movies.
What sport do you like?
Basketball.
Barbecue chicken or grilled chicken?
Barbecue.
Jack in the Box or Taco Bell?
Taco Bell.
That's right.
What is the best gift you gave your kids?
Ooh. Just vacations, when I take them to vacation, like Universal
5
or
seconds.
Disneyland.
Pick one: tacos or ribs?
Tacos.
Kool-Aid, soda, or tea?
Tea.
If you had to pick one, Matt or Eric?
Eric. Oh, damn it. That's
What?
Yeah, that's
Dog.
it. That's all.
Ivory.
That's all. That's it.
I'm sorry. Hold on. That was a trick question.
Bro,
He said
you
no.
nailed every question until the end, and you
There
were
you go.
speaking from the absolute heart. Like you, first thing to mind was Eric.
There you go. See,
Yeah.
Dang.
got him.
You know what? It's like if anybody out there remembers Marion Barry, bitch set me up. Got me good.
Dude, he used
Set me
some.
up.
Hey, he just used some Jedi mind tricks on you, Ivory.
Eric, was that the point of this rapid fire? You say, "Hey,
Yeah,
bro, I
it
bet
was.
I can get you."
I could get him to say Eric.
You know what? Time had run out, but I knew that question was coming, and I wanted to get to it because I was just gonna revel in my victory. And he answered that quicker than ribs and
right.
whatever
He
the
didn't
other
even
choice was.
hesitate.
Oh,
Ribs
no,
and
okay.
tacos. He thought longer on that than he did Eric or Matt. Ivory. God, that's brutal.
That is brutal.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. He
Well.
did mind F me though, because the whole time I'm going, what's so hard about these damn questions, right? Wow, you got me.
Yeah, I got you.
You actually nailed all of them. Like you got Taco Bell right. Like you were hitting your stride. You were basically like Simone Biles going into the Olympics. You were the GOAT. And then you got to that question like she did the other night doing her trick. And you just fell flat, bro.
Must be the
You
brother
know what?
love. Must be the brother love.
Your next guest, do the same thing. Flip it around. Go Eric or Matt.
All right.
Right, because it's always the last one that
It's always the last one because you just feel your mind automatically goes Eric or Matt. Yeah, you know, Matt or Eric. It's hard for me to go back to that first one again. Yeah, set me up. Set me up. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Man, that hurts. All right. So in all fairness, we're gonna give Ivory 30 seconds
Oh no.
to ask. You're gonna ask any questions you want, and Eric and I will answer, and we'll alternate. So Eric, you'll go first, and then I'll answer after you, and then his next question, I'll go first, and then you answer after me.
Oh, so hard.
Just not like who's your favorite Barbie, Ken or Barbie? Barbie Dreamhouse or Barbie Boat?
All right, I'll try to come up with something. All right, here we go.
No pressure, dude. No pressure.
So who's going first here?
Eric will answer this one first, and then I'll answer it after him. So you'll get both our answer.
All right.
Whenever you're ready.
Eric, favorite TV show?
Family Guy.
Favorite color?
Red.
Favorite thing to do?
Play soccer.
Watch sports.
Favorite age up until your current age? It could be any age. It'll grow back. What age would it be?
27.
13.
More like your mom or your dad?
Like my mom.
Mom.
Favorite singer?
Tupac.
Pitbull.
Stupid.
Favorite girlfriend?
That's
Favorite.
My wife.
My wife, yeah.
I had to stop to think just because I was like, I'm not gonna mess this one up.
Wait, you can't have a before?
You just say, man,
No,
Eric.
man, they all suck. That's why they didn't make it to the big game. 5 seconds. You got 2 more questions.
How old were you when you got to second base?
16.
13.
31.
Are you a 31-year-old virgin?
They feel like sand.
Wait. No,
I know. I'm
that's
just
your last question. Now I'm confused.
Now I'm confused too. Wait a minute. What's going on here?
All right, stupid question. Eric, who's your favorite Friends character?
Friends character. I don't watch Friends.
You lie. I know you lying.
No, I don't.
Phoebe, dude. Phoebe. Straight up Phoebe. That's a good one. That's a good one right there, Ivory.
Eric, don't lie to me. Can you name all the characters?
No, I can't. I didn't watch. I never watched Friends. For reals. Family Matters. Yeah.
It's for white people. That's why I didn't.
All right.
Never really watched the
Eric, who hosts Sábado Gigante?
Don Francisco.
What
There you
channel
go.
was it on?
14. Univision. 14.
What time does
Oh,
Bandamax come on?
Betamax. When does it come out? I don't have
you're
that
moved
channel.
to another place right now. You're all talking another language. Now I know
Right.
why
Oh,
Eric's your favorite. You guys got something going on,
oh
I,
dude.
no,
I,
no, 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 no. If you want,
Ivory
if you
knows all the lingo, huh? He
no,
just
no,
We're
no.
like,
talking like that was some love language stuff right there.
If
he
you
was
want to talk
quizzing me in
about language,
Spanish.
if you want to talk about language, Eric and his brother-in-law would pull me to the side and say, Ivory, we're gonna teach you some words. I say, okay, I want to try to learn Spanish. Like Rosetta Stone, man, you don't need Spanish, you need the streets. So they would give me phrases and say, this is what you want to say. And I would go say it, and people would look at me, they'd be like, and they would laugh at me. I'm like, what the hell did I just say? And it was so off topic, I can't say it on here, but they would just kill me. But I'll just use the basic one, like y tu mama también,
Y tu
right?
mamá también.
All right, you're gonna have
so
to translate for me, Eric.
so I'll get there.
Go
I'll get
ahead.
there. So I go into this location with his brother-in-law and this girl who speaks Spanish. I hadn't seen her for a while, and she would come up to me. She goes, Irie. She's ¿Cómo estás, mi amigo? And I say, ¿Y tu mamá también? And this other girl who worked with her would start cracking up, and his brother-in-law goes, "Oh, I'm going over here." And her eyes would get white. Well, she knows me, so she kind of gets that I'm kind of joking around, but I really didn't know what I was saying. I was just trying to say, hey, I'm just throwing out some stupid street Spanish on you or whatever, right? Or some Spanglish. Well, when I asked his brother-in-law, I said, what the hell did I just say? He goes, well, she asked you how you were doing, and you just said you and your mama too,
Your mama
right?
too. Yes. What's that
Man.
Y tu mamá también.
You know what? That's why I stopped saying things that I don't know what they mean. Because since like middle school, I've been calling the dude at 7-Eleven a
Oh,
name that I thought was like a just like a joking
Cuñado,
thing.
primo.
But it turns
oh,
out in Russian, it's like the most offensive thing you can say to someone. So
uh,
for the last 15 years, I've been walking into 7-Eleven going, yo, what's up? Like saying the name super loud and not knowing, dude. And when I finally found out, I felt terrible. I had to tell him, like, dude, I can't call you that anymore.
I've done it. I've done it. I've done it because I would like Eric just said. I would say, hey, we'd go out to lunch, and Eric, you weren't part of this, but um, primo. Hey,
Primo,
bro,
primo.
what the hell is primo? Oh, it's like cousin, brother. What's up? What's going on? I said, so okay, because I go to this taqueria like religiously. I was going to this taqueria on Sundays, and the cook would always wave at me like 5, 6 years. Always I'd say, hey man, what's going on? What's going on? So I'm thinking I'm gonna go in there and say, what's up, primo? I use the wrong word, and I say, what's up, paisa? And then he's with people in there, and he stops in his tracks and kind of goes, "Whoa." And I realized what I had said, and then he'd go, no, I'm at primo. Why do I try? Right? Like why am I trying to speak Spanish? Number one, and it's just like
Once
boom, like
you see them walk out with a knife already all sharpening
no,
it
no.
up.
That became, hey, my friend, I got something
I
special for
got
you and your
something.
birthday.
Y tu mamá también, huh?
Oh, and that was the last time Ivory ate at Rico's Tacos around the corner from his
I,
house.
if you want to see a black man turn red, I was red and embarrassed and just said, bro, I'm like, where do you go from there, right? Like, I can't show my face there for a while. And
Dang.
eventually he left and I could go
Yeah, you just wait him out for sure.
back.
No, but this guy like was like the owner or manager of this
Uh,
7-Eleven. So like he wasn't going anywhere. So dude, yeah, you got to be careful, man. Like
yeah.
my everybody always told me think before you speak.
Mhm.
And that was one piece of advice my entire life I ignored. The one piece of advice I ignored my entire life. I could care less. I was just gonna speak. And now that I'm reaching close to my 40s, uh, and like people, you know, listen to things I say or whatever, I got to be really, really careful what I say.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I think when you get older too, you realize it's okay to be quiet, right? When you're out with friends or a large group, you don't have to be the entertainer all the time. You don't have
Nah.
to be, yeah, you don't have to be the funny guy all the time. You can just be the guy who sits back, listens, let somebody else be stupid for the night or say something dumb, and just can't, or even to prove a point on something. I don't feel when you're younger, you always feel the need to prove your point. You're like, I'm right. This is it. And when you get older, you just don't care anymore. And then when you become even older, you just don't give a crap about anything. That's why usually older people are just pissed off and just say what they want at that point. I do whatever I want. Who cares? I live my life. I'm going out on my terms. So it's just funny how
When I
everything kind of
drink,
comes.
I
What do
I
you
turn
drink?
When he
Like when you
drinks
drink?
his White Claw, when he gets home after a long day of work, and he takes off his
That's
man
the only
pants
alcohol that's
and
left
his
from the
man
weekend.
boots, and he cracks himself a White Claw and sits
And
down
two
in his
shots.
prissy little
And two
recliner.
shots. And two shots.
2 shots.
Who bought the White Claw, Eric? Did you buy it or
Those
did
are
she
those are
buy
my
it?
wife's white claws, to tell you the truth.
Did
She
you
loves
buy
them.
it or did she buy it?
She bought it. She bought it.
Hmm.
She bought it. I will not buy white claws. Trust me.
I've tried them. I've
And you
tried
know
them.
what?
I've given them a
Just
try.
by
I can't
just you
do it.
guys by bringing this up on the podcast, I mean, I've gassed on so many people that drink these white claws, and now it's on
You're that
video that
guy.
I've actually drank this white claw, and it's one of my first ones that I'm trying out.
Oh,
But
oh, oh,
anyways,
okay. We're gonna lie about that. The first
First
one.
one.
okay,
You made that
look at
decision today.
Ivory. Look at me in the eye and tell me you haven't tried a white claw.
I don't. Well, here. Okay, here's why.
Ah, there you go.
No, no,
See?
no. I have no. You should know me. Number one, I rarely drink.
Yeah, you don't
I
drink. Yeah.
I would drink socially. I'm not opposed to it, but I rarely drink. And when I do, and if it would be hard liquor, right? Like when we would go out on
Yeah.
trips, Kentucky Mule
Yeah.
or something
Oh
like
yeah, the
that.
Kentucky
Yeah,
Mule.
or all. So it would have to be, because I'm all about flavor. I'm not all about just downing normal crappy beer or whatever. To me, beer is crappy. The only beer I do like for some reason, because somebody gave it to me on the golf course, is and I don't like Sierra Nevada. It's a Sierra Nevada hazy IPA. That's the
IPA.
only. Yeah, I mean that's the only one I will drink, not on a regular basis, but I wouldn't go in there and grab a White Claw. Something in
Same
your
thing.
brain, something in your brain
I've
says,
tried them because I wanted to know, like, what's the hype? Like, dude, everybody posts, oh, it's claw
Yeah,
time,
you
White
know.
claw time, blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm gonna try out one of these White Claws. What's up?
Let's
And
just take
and
this as
I
I'm
tried
trying
one,
it out, okay?
and I tried a couple of the flavors because I was like, well, maybe there's something, maybe I'm missing something after the first one.
Right?
And I'm like, this is just carbonated garbage.
It
Made
is.
for 21-year-olds thinking that they know how to drink.
Yep.
I'm
For
good.
the softy
Like,
millennials.
if I'm gonna do it,
For the X generation.
yeah, you're never gonna see me sitting down at home in public. Like, even if I was homeless and on the streets and someone handed me a White Claw,
You would
Back
throw
at
it
him, huh?
back at him.
you wouldn't see me sitting drinking a White Claw ever. And like, I'm like, that day is behind me.
Well, I mean, Eric could have hyped it up. You could at least put some salt and lime around the rim there, and I would have had more respect for you.
Yeah, I made
My
it like
wife
a
actually put
enchilada White
some
Claw.
she
Why do
put
you
some
keep?
like
Why do you
some
blame your wife? You
because she
can't
has
blame the
some
wife.
candy, some syrup candy that she puts on the top, really, and she drinks it that way. I'm gonna send you a picture. We'll put it on the Instagram. I'll send you a picture when she prepares it. She puts like this Mexican candy. It's like a syrup that goes on the top,
You know
and
what?
that's what she drinks.
I'm gonna go through your Instagram. I'm gonna
Chanoy,
go through
what is
your
it?
Facebook.
Chamoy?
Chamoy, yes, chamoy.
Chamoy. Bro,
Yeah.
you're Mexican. You should know
Yeah.
that.
Well, I'm trying to describe it for you guys. I don't want to get too lingually. Like you guys can get all
Legal, bro, it's not like it's
these
the
fancy
scientific
words and all this. I
name
mean, I'm
for
trying to keep
candy.
it basic so that
You know
people
what?
understand what I'm trying to.
I guarantee anybody who's listening to this podcast, if you can find Eric's social media, I guarantee you'll probably find a picture of him on the weekend with a White Claw in his hand.
No,
As
no,
he's
We
saying,
will,
this is his
yeah.
first one.
no way. You would see me drinking straight out of a bottle. Yeah, a few years back when I was
Hey,
younger.
I remember when we talked
nothing.
about when people talk, it's like because they have something to prove.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like Eric's got something to prove over there.
Oh
All right.
man, you know what? But I will give him props. We went on the trip and there was this beer called, what was it, Ling Ling, Ying Yang, whatever. You remember
Oh
that?
yeah. Oh
And,
yeah.
and it was popular Korean or Asian style beer out in the East Coast. And Eric got took a little swig on it. I never saw his face. Like he just turned sour real quick. But he powered through it though. He powered.
It was the nastiest beer I've ever had.
Yep.
And I said, you know what? I don't throw away beer. I'm gonna drink it just because it's a beer, and here it goes.
But
But it
they
was
but they
one of the
peddled it.
nastiest.
they pedal it. He'd be like, "Oh, what do you got? Modelo, Coors Light? Oh, we got Ling Ling. All right, let me try that." And
Ling Ling,
like,
yeah. I remember.
Half
yeah,
off. Yeah, sure. Heck,
oh,
I'll take two then.
oh, salt. So not not his face. When Ron was out there, Ron's face too. We just looked at each other like, "What the hell are we doing?
What
We gotta
is
go find
this, right?
we gotta go
Hey,
find a real bar after this."
anything's better than a White Claw.
Yes. Never again. Never again.
Anything.
Just this is use
Anything.
me as a guinea pig. This is not White Claw. Don't even buy it. Don't bother.
Don't do it. Like
Just
if you
don't.
want to be, if you
Just
want to
don't.
be a real
And
iDad, if you want to
don't
be a real iDad,
fool
like
yourself with a tangerine flavor
don't
or all
drink a
the other
White Claw.
flavors. Just don't.
What other flavors do they have?
I don't
Well,
know.
every
I've been
fruit under the
tangerine is
sun.
the
Like
only
it's
No,
like
no,
one
no,
that
no,
I
no,
potatoes
no.
taste
No,
the rainbow of
he was
White Claw.
almost gonna say the flavors, Matt. He was almost gonna. They have strawberry, raspberry, lemon, lime. He was almost gonna say the flavors because he knows.
No, I know. Ivory, he's not fooling anyone
This
on
is the
this
last one. I'm
podcast.
never gonna drink. I don't drink.
Last
I
one.
trust me. I
Like
don't
he's
drink
quitting.
this.
Hey, he's gonna start AA tomorrow from White Claw.
Oh god, gotta love him.
Yeah, White Claw.
Hey guys, Ivory, this has been like one of the podcasts like where if I don't stop it, we'll go for 2 hours.
Easily.
Nobody will have watched past the first 30 minutes. And we will have wasted an hour and a half of our lives recording our conversation when we can be offline having conversations, or we could be just drop it, stop recording. We are all going to meet up and we're going to get Eric a real beer rather than that stupid White Claw he's drinking over there. But for real,
Anytime.
Ivory, dude, I've had a blast. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming
Ivory.
on.
You know what? Thank you guys. Before I leave, for the people who are watching, thank you guys for supporting these two guys right now on their podcast. Come on, guys, click like down below, subscribe, let your friends know. Two guys just shooting the shit, having fun, just talking about life. We all do it. It entertains me, puts a smile on my face when I listen to them. So come on, guys, support my boys. Anytime you guys need me, I would love to come back. But thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Awesome,
Absolutely. We're
Ivory.
going to put you in the rotation. So, uh, and listen, we could go viral, right, Ivory? And because you're not attached to the show, you don't get any compensation. But we could go
Hold up.
viral and you could say, like, hey, I was the catalyst for those guys' success.
No, I want everybody, and that's the nice part about you and Eric. We always like to watch other people succeed.
Heck yeah, man.
Prop people. We're the type of individuals who prop people up. We don't put people down. And just to
Yes.
see what you guys are doing, when you guys hipped me to what you were doing, and it got me hooked. I was just like, look at these guys doing something, and it was great. And just watching Eric, watching you, Matt, just knowing your guys' personality, it's fun watching you guys and watching Eric get a little bit embarrassed, and he didn't enjoy July like I thought he would. Just wanted to be lazy. He wasn't saving dogs. He wasn't
Yes.
putting out fires. You
No.
know,
Nothing bum,
so
dude.
no,
Yeah.
nope. You guys keep it straight 100 on this show, and that's what I love.
Appreciate you,
Thank
man.
you.
Ivory,
Appreciate it.
Eric. That's it, man. That is another episode of the iDads podcast. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate anybody who has watched this long or listened this long. But if you have, I guarantee you,
They're in traffic. They're probably in traffic.
hey, if you're interested, I guarantee you, you laughed a little, you chuckled a little bit, or you learned something. Like when you walk in the door and your wife asks you how your day is going. She don't give a crap how your day's going. She wants you to ask her, how is your day going, babe?
How
So
was
you've
work for
been
you?
listening to iDads podcast. You've gotten that nugget for free. Like Ivory said, please support us, subscribe, like, share with your friends.
Do it. Do it.
Love you. We appreciate you. Eric, do you have anything at all? You haven't said nothing this whole episode. You're so drunk off that White Claw. We are the iDads podcast. We love you. We respect you. Peace. We out.
Peace.